Hello and welcome to the official YouTube channel for the No Joshin podcast. I'm Arjun Joshua. Please like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any video that I post. Thanks for all the support. What is going on, y'all? How are we doing today? Hope you had a great Monday, June 1st. It is the craziest day in the NFL season since the draft. A lot of things happened today. If you guys didn't notice, AJ Brown got traded to the Patriots. Odell Beckham Jr. reunites with the Giants. Juju Smith-Schuster signs with the Giants as well. And Myles Garrett goes to the Rams. So that's all good. Congratulations to all parties involved in all the trades today, the Myles Garrett and AJ Brown. I just want to get my full instant reaction to this as this all kind of comprehended today. So my first overall reaction is the Rams is Super Bowl or bust. This is an amazing trade. First round pick for 27. It's Jared Verse. It's a second round pick in 2028, and it's a third round pick in 2029. Not a bad deal at all for both parties involved. But the Rams, this is Super Bowl or bust. Now, I was very critical of the Rams for drafting Ty Simpson at 13. I still disagree with the pick, but this is an amazing trade, and the NFL should be in fear of the Rams. Now, I heard on FS1 today, shout out to Nick Wright, he had a great point. He said that if you look at the two conferences, the AFC is filled with elite level quarterbacks, but decent rosters. Good rosters, but not great rosters. In the NFC side, you have great rosters. Philadelphia, San Francisco, Detroit is a great example. The Rams, obviously. But they don't have the great level quarterbacks that the AFC has. Well, the Rams is a complete different story. They got both the great roster that the NFC conference all has, but then they got that superstar MVP type of quarterback in Matt Stafford. This team is a force to be reckoned with. They're plus 600 to win it all. 600 plus 600. That is a great bet. That is a slam dunk. I'm going to predict right now the Rams are going to the NFC Championship game, and the Rams are my pick for the Super Bowl. Now, you can say, oh, well, yeah, of course the Rams is your pick. Have you seen their team? They are unbelievable. A special teams play away and a fourth down play away and they lost to Seattle. If they have a better fourth down execution call or didn't muff a punt in the fourth quarter in the NFC Championship game, are we sitting here today and saying they are Super Bowl champions and they get Myles Garrett? Who knows? But they are the best team in the NFC and the best team in the NFL. So congratulations to them. I'm going to give credit to Don McVay and to Les Snead. I killed him when they drafted Ty Simpson. All you guys can watch that video. It's in the channel. My reaction to the draft. Now, listen. Ty Simpson is a good quarterback. You give up a 27 first-round pick. Now, if you saw about 2 weeks ago, Matt Stafford got a 1-year, $50 million deal extension. Now you have 2 years on the contract that's ending in 2028. Let's say, hypothetically, the Matt Stafford plays 2 years. On 2028, and he retires, Ty Simpson can step in, and Myles Garrett I still think he'll be good. I still think he's going to be a elite level pass rusher, even at 32 years old. He's going to be great. I think he's a Hall of Famer today. Without the ring, with the ring, he's first ballot. I'm going to give the Ty Simpson thing a little bit of a break now, because if you think about it, they don't have to play him right away. I disagree with the pick at 13, but it kind of makes sense now, because if you think about it, that internally the Rams saying, okay, in about 2 months, we're going to get Myles Garrett. We're kind of talking about it with the Browns, and we're already executing this plan of getting Myles Garrett. The FM picks thing is an amazing strategy if you're doing it correctly. If you're not doing it correctly, like the Browns with Deshaun Watson, it could be a disaster and set your franchise back 5, 10 years. But with the Rams, they did it correctly, they did it effectively, and they knew exactly what they were doing. They said, we don't even have a first round pick to move up for the good quarterbacks of the Arch Manning and Dante Moore class. So we don't have that kind of capital. So what we can do is say we can develop this kid right behind our MVP. McVay is a genius level coach, and we trust him to get that ball up and running for Ty Simpson. You're learning behind an MVP player, and you don't have to start right away. That's perfect for Ty Simpson. After this thing, I see the future. I see what they were seeing now. It makes sense. I do disagree with it, and I do wish they took a wide receiver like Malachi Lemon, but I get the future now. I get what they were trying to sell me. That's what the execution of this trade did. To the Browns side, I think it's actually a really good trade. And you got Jared first, who I think is worth a first round pick by himself. You got another first round pick in 27. You got a second rounder in 28 and a third rounder in 29. It's all about, building up and getting that quarterback in 2027 in that draft, the Arch Manning draft. What I'm going to be very interested in is, do they play Deshaun Watson week 1? And how long of a leash does Deshaun Watson have? My stance on this, and what I would do if I am the general manager of the Browns, is I would start Deshaun Watson and give him a 5-week-ish leash. He's not producing, then see what you have in Shedeur Sanders. If Shedeur Sanders is not the guy, you must make sure you identify that as soon as possible before that draft comes around. Because once that draft comes around, you have 2 first-round picks that you can deal with, and maybe you can try to sell Deshaun Watson, 2 firsts and Deshaun Watson for that number 1 or 2 pick. It's possible, but I do think having a leash of 5 weeks or less, I think is the right opportunity, and you could have to see what you have in that young quarterback. It's simple as that. I'm personally shocked by this. This is the shocking thing of the day. I think it was Mary Kay Cabot, who reports for Cleveland, that said Dallas, the Rams, and Philly are all talking and rumored to get Myles Garrett. Now, it's going to be an amazing season for him. I'm going to tell you right now, they are going to be in the NFC Championship game guaranteed. There's no way this team is not in the NFC Championship game. If they're not in the Super Bowl, it's a failure. If they don't make the AFC Championship game, it's the worst season the Rams has had in, I would guess, 5 years, based on all the expectations and what they did. So that's just my big reaction to Myles Garrett. What a day to be alive in the NFL. As of Saturday, we got Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs making the finals after an amazing Game 7. And right on Monday, when networks and media talk about the finals, boom, the NFL comes in and says, nope, we're still the king of sports. We're still the king of news. And this is us. And you're going to talk about us. So moving over to the other trade, Patriots trading with Philadelphia. It is a 5th round pick in 2027 and a 1st round pick in 2028. Now, first takeaway, as a Patriot fan, I love this trade. This is an amazing trade. Personally, I would not have given up a 1st round pick just because I still value 1st rounders. Unlike the Rams, I don't say F them picks and say, here you go, take it all. But I wish it was 2 seconds. You're not going to get everything your way. I mean, it could have been 3 seconds, but I think that was unrealistic. And Howie Roseman knows that, hey, we have leverage and you're going to give us our 1st round pick. The question was, is it going to be a 27 first or 28 first? Luckily, it was a 28 first. If there was a 27 first, I would be here saying to you that it's a disaster for the Patriots. Even as a Patriot fan, it would be a disaster because there's no way I'm giving up a 1st round pick in 27 when I still have a roster to build. In 2028, we might have the 25th pick or 28th pick, and I would feel more comfortable giving that up rather than pick 16 in 2027. We don't know what's going to happen from now till the next year's draft. So that's the first takeaway. The second takeaway is, This is an opportunity for Drake May and the Patriots to prove people that last year was not a fluke. But I do think this is a great pickup for the Patriots. They desperately needed wide receiver. And now we can see what Drake May does with a legit number one. Stephon Diggs was not a legit one. He was a good player. He was the one, but he's not a legit number one receiver. He was a one in New England, but he's more of a two. What I want to see from Drake May is that I can trust him and go deep downfield without having to force feed him. You also have Romeo Dobbs, which is a great receiver from the Packers that the Patriots picked up in free agency. I wouldn't mind actually re-signing Diggs and get a good deal for him. I think it'd be a great deal for him with the Patriots in a reunion. So I think it'd be a great deal. What the biggest concern I have is the offensive line. The offensive line is going to either make this team a Super Bowl contender or ruin this team and make them miss the playoffs. Now, they drafted Caleb Lamu from Utah and they got Elijah Vera Tucker from free agency. I expect Elijah Vera Tucker to go either right guard, and I would expect that Caleb Lamu either goes one of the two tackles, either left or right tackle. But what I do want to see is how this offensive line goes up against great pass rushes. And yes, it needs to be a healthy offensive line. Obviously, every offensive line, when healthy, is going to be good. But they need to face some adversity. They had the easy schedule last year. It picks up a ton this season, but let's see what they can do. I love the AJ Brown pickup, and I think it's going to be great. But I do want to move to the Philly side of it. Now, I'm going to ask the question, and it's going to be an open ended question, and it's a fair question. Is this an indictment on Jalen Hurts? Is the AJ Brown trade an indictment on him? Because I 100% I think it is. Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback, Super Bowl MVP, runner up for MVP. But what you can't do as a quarterback is have your number one star complain about you, complain about the offense. This team offensively, when it went to their Super Bowl run, AJ Brown was reading the book on the sideline, saying that the offense wasn't good enough, the passing game wasn't good enough. Those are all true statements. And you can see the writing on the wall that AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts didn't quite mix at the end. This is a whole circle of Sirianni, Hurts, and AJ that they said, okay, who is the loudest from the team? AJ Brown, and we'll just ship him out of town. What I do think Philly's going to have to think about is Jalen Hurts the guy? I think he is. I think he's a good quarterback. But, I want to see him without AJ Brown. I want to see him what he does because those moon balls to AJ Brown down the sideline where he has amazing catches, they're not going to be there. So you need to make the offense more unpredictable. This offense last year was the most predictable offense in the NFL. It was so predictable. You can see on your couch that, oh, they're going to be running here. Oh, it's probably going to be a pass to AJ Brown and it's probably going to be incomplete. It was so predictable. And the defenses that they were facing against, like Chicago and Dallas, those type of teams, and even the Niners who beat them in the playoffs, those are the type of teams like, yeah, this offense is not scary. This offense, yeah, they won the Super Bowl, but this offense isn't scary. It's not good. So I'm super excited to see it because I think Malachi Lemon's going to be a good player. And I think Jalen Hurts has the players around him with Devontae Smith taking a leap as the number one now. You still have Saquon, you still have Dallas Goedert, you have all those pieces. Can you get to the finish line? To me today, I still think they're the best team in the division, but that division got a whole lot closer because if you think about it, Dallas, the Giants, Washington, with Jaden Daniels coming back, three teams are so much closer to Philadelphia than what Philadelphia was 2 years ago. So it's going to be a big season. I think the biggest pressure is on Jalen Hurts, but you can't tell me otherwise. You're losing AJ Brown, and your offense from last year got significantly worse throughout the season. It looked great and unbeatable, and then you got beat immediately in round one. So he's on the most pressure. You have Stafford, who's an MVP, and the Rams, who's the biggest favorites of all the NFL. You got the Patriots, who nobody expects them to win 15 games, but everyone expects them to do somewhat well, maybe 9, 10 wins. You got the Eagles, who need to win that division. So it's going to be very interesting to see. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.